This is a Stand Up New York Labs production, providing you podcasts since 2013.
I am someone who is looking for love, real love.
Sex in the city. Sex in the city with Jay. Sex in the city with Jay. And Ian.
Ridiculous, inconvenient, consuming. Can't live without each other, love.
Let's start with your feeling.
Yes, we'll start with my feelings. Welcome to the Sex in the City podcast. I'm Jay Miller.
I'm Ian Finance.
And we normally record this podcast in the Stand Up Labs, I guess the...
Studio.
Yeah. Oh, whoops. On Profesh. Oh, that's her mom.
Nuh-uh.
Yes.
Wow. What's happening right now is we usually record in the studio, but the studio is booked from 12:30 to 4, which is why we're in another studio.
Yeah, and we normally record at 11:30, but there's been some tardiness the past few weeks. So I was like, why don't we just start at noon this time? Like, why are we forcing ourselves to wake up early?
Right.
Let's just start at noon. Mm-hmm. And we are now starting at 12:35.
Yes. And
Because of tardiness, not pointing fingers.
Well, when you point a finger, there's 3 pointing back at you. Mm-hmm. And I'm standing in front of where the hand is because I deserve the 3 fingers pointed at me.
All right, listen, I'm not fingering you. Okay, no matter how much you want it.
Do you want to? Will you feel better?
No, I don't.
I showed up late. The train was a mess. I left on time. I've been up since 8:30. I went on a date at 9:30 this morning. I went on a coffee and pastry date at 9:30 in the morning today. She made me marmalade in a container.
Oh my gosh, she sounds like psychotic.
Oh my God. And she's texted me twice already. But it was really nice and fun. I don't know if it's going to work out. She goes to bed at 10 p.m. and wakes up at 4:30 in the morning. But she enjoys watching birds. And
oh my God.
I like that about her.
That's what she sounds like, insane, and it seems like perfect for you.
I know.
She wakes up 4:30 in the morning to make marmalade.
We went on a date, and I didn't know if I should kiss her or not. Because, it was before 10 a.m.
To kiss before noon? I don't know.
Stranger. But we live in the same neighborhood, so it's like, oh, God.
So did you kiss?
No. But when I was saying goodbye, there was a thing of, I hope she doesn't listen. There was a thing of like, we were kind of looking at each other, and I was like, all right, see. And she goes, I really like your glasses. And I was like, I like your earrings. They're nice. How many piercings do you have? I got like nervous. I was like, should I reach in for a kiss?
And what? How many piercings do you have?
A lot on her ears.
What kind of shoes did she wear?
Heels.
Really? Mm-hmm. Wow. I'm fascinated by this.
It's so weird.
I don't know if I can call her a woman. Is she a woman?
It's so like, she is. But it's a 9 a.m. coffee and pastry date. And then I watched the episode and then came here, and the train stalled. I can call 2 friends that were on the train with me.
Did you tell her about the podcast?
Yeah,
How'd you feel about
we were
it?
talking. She goes, get on up to the Upper West Side. I go, yeah. She liked the podcast idea, but then I told her I was into ska, and she was kind of taken
you're
aback.
into ska?
Yeah, I love
like
ska.
Currently?
Yeah.
Or just like when you feel nostalgic?
I love it.
Who are your oh God,
all the time?
We gotta get into the episode. Who are your top 3 ska bands?
Top 3 ska bands currently
guess?
or of all time? You can guess.
I'm gonna guess Less Than Jake.
I just interviewed Less Than Jake for my other podcast.
Okay, well,
I love them. They're great. Shout out Vinny.
I want to say, well, if it's Less Than Jake, oh my God, I was gonna say the Toasters, but now I feel
I like them,
that
but not my.
You're into like different kind. You're into
Operation Ivy.
Okay, and I'm going to take 2 stabs here. Buck 09 or Catch 22.
I love Catch 22,
Okay,
but
great.
also I love Skank and Pickle. So
Yikes, you deserve Marmalade Lady.
I was late.
But
And
you're
that's-
trying to guess my feelings, and
Yes.
you thought that I was angry or like disappointed with you, and it's none of those. And you spent 5 minutes trying to guess my feelings.
So I'm trying to guess now. What are you?
Well, my thing is, I'm a creature of habit. I need like structure, and I need things to kind of be the same. So that me being, and now we're not in the same room, and so I was very comfortable in that room. I liked being able to have my hands free and with the microphone there.
Yes.
And being close to you and not being so close to Max.
Yes.
It was nice.
Being close to Max is really throwing me off.
He's like, really? I can't. If I stretch my legs out, I'm gonna hit him. So
Yeah,
I don't
and
like
he's
that.
usually behind a computer.
Yes. But no, I would say the word is frazzled.
Frazzled.
I get frazzled
Ha.
because now I don't have a table for my book.
Do you
and
want me to
everything.
hold the microphone?
No, that would be worse. But
Here,
let's
put the book here.
don't try and make me more comfortable.
You're right.
It won't work.
You're right.
I want to get started, but now I have another story to tell real quick.
Tell the story.
By the way, we're going to go into episode 104, Valley of the 20-something guys, in a minute. I was outside waiting to come in, and a guy was carrying a dog and walked by with the dog. And you know how girls are when they see dogs? They're like, oh, my God, can I pet your dog?
Right. You were like, oh my God, can I pet your man? Talking to the dog.
No, yeah, that is what happened.
Nuh-uh.
That is what basically the dog said. As the guy was walking by, the guy stops, turns to me, and goes, he goes, oh, you want to say hello?
What? Nuh-uh.
And I don't give a shit about dogs. If it was a cat, yeah, let's do something. But he said to the dog, do you want to say hello? And then walks over to me, and now I have to start petting the dog.
What?
I'm like,
Maybe he was flirting with you.
maybe he should have asked me. Like, are you friendly? Like, he should have asked me first.
You
That would have been like,
sorry, I bite.
no, I'm not friendly. I'm frazzled.
When I see dogs, I do a thing to make me laugh. I say to the person, "Can I pet your dong?"
That's funny.
And they go, "Sure." And then I grab them by the dick.
I was with this girl once who, when she would see a dog, she was like one of these 20-somethings. So she would see a dog and she'd be like, "Oh my God, your dog!" And she'd put her face right in the dog's face.
Oh my God.
And I had to stop her and be like, "You have to ask if the dog is friendly. You can't just walk up to any dog and stick your face in his dong."
See, I stick my face in the owner's ass.
Guys, Sex in the City, episode 104, Valley of the 20-something guys. And it aired on, oh my God, did I not put an air date? What am I doing? 6/21/6/28, June 28th, 1998. Where were you June 28th, 1998?
June 28, 1998. I was around that time on the way to the Jersey Shore with 3 of my friends and their dad, who was friendly with my mom. Him and his wife were like close with my mom, so they were like my aunt and uncle, quote unquote, you know. And we got to their beach house and snuck around skateboarding and smoking cigarettes. I was 12.
Were you 12?
Yeah. In 98?
Shit.
No. Hold on. In
That's the
94, I was
problem.
9.
That's the problem with me. I don't feel like I'm that much older than you. But that's going to come up every
Max, how old was I in
single
98?
week.
If I was born in 84?
84? You were 14 then.
No, I wasn't.
Oh my God.
I was... No, because I was born on the last day of 84.
Math in the City. Guys, can you tell the difference between this week and any other week? Can you tell my frazzleness?
Are you looking it up on the calculator?
I'm trying to find because I didn't write the day this episode aired, and now I can't find it because I'm holding a microphone and the phone at the same time. I get easily frazzled. But now you're texting. Who are you texting?
I'm looking up my age.
What do you mean you're looking up your age? You were born in 1984?
There's no way I was 14 in 98. I was 13 going on 14.
You were 13, and in
Yes.
December you would have been 14 because
Yes.
technically
Yes.
you were kind of really born in
85.
In 85. So,
I was 13, smoking cigs, skateboarding,
this isn't working. I can't forget it. No one cares when the date is me. This was directed by Allison McLean again, whose birthday is on my birthday. This is the only other episode she did, so I won't say that again. She also directed the Torn video, No One Cares. It was written by Michael Patrick Scott again.
Executive produced by Darren Star.
Yes, of course. Basically, the question for this one is, are men in their 20s the new designer drug? And then I was supposed to look up designer drugs because I don't even really know what that means.
Designer drug, I think, is like a hip drug, like cocaine. Are you looking up designer drug?
Yes.
You look up designer drug, and I'm going to start to get into this episode. It starts out with Carrie and Big running into each other multiple times in New York City at the same places. He's always wearing a suit. They went to a bris and they saw each other.
Yes.
How is this possible? Also, why is he called Mr. Big?
We went over that.
What?
Because he was like a big shot.
Oh.
Because he was like tycoon. He's like the next Donald Trump.
Oh,
Remember they said
that's
that?
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I want to build a wall around him so he won't get away.
Oh my gosh.
Look, man, when Donald Trump does something bad, then I'll stop liking him. Once that guy, I'm waiting for a misstep. Once he does one, you ain't cool with me, pal.
Yeah, we're recording this in 2005. So
He sells good steaks.
Charlotte met Brian, who had the big three: looks, manners, and money. Which of those three do you think you have?
Me?
Yeah,
Looks and manners.
looks and manners.
And a mean mouth for eating pussy.
I used to have money. I was like rich for like 3 years.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
How?
When I worked on Jokers.
Oh.
And I lived on Staten Island. I was making good money on Jokers, and rent was basically it was like $500 a month.
Wow.
And so I was so rich, and I had no idea what to do with it. I spent so much money. I just bought anything I wanted. I like clothes, so I spent a lot of money on clothes and shoes and accessories. If I went out like for drinks, it's like, oh yeah, dinner's on me, drinks on me. I was always like, spending. I saw so many Broadway shows. It was like, I was really living the life. And now,
we're in an unpainted studio.
Yeah, now I live on gift cards.
I lost an Applebee's gift card in a tennis match in 2012.
Like in a game, or you like fell out of your tennis
In a game,
pants?
I bet an Applebee's gift card and I lost it in the last set. David fails. You owe me.
I went to Applebee's this week.
Why?
Well, first of all, I love Applebee's.
What?
So let's not fuck around with
Nuh-uh.
that. Yeah, 100.
What?
Have you ever had their boneless wings?
They're terrible.
All right. Well,
Applebee's is like
think-
the chef is just high making things. He like takes a bong rip and he's like,
and that's bad. Again,
let's put blue cheese on ice cream. It's like, thanks, Applebee's. Dude, one time I got pretzel sticks and it looked like Rumpelstiltskin's dick. It was terrible. And you fucking love Applebee's?
It's your own fault to go to Applebee's and order
trash
pretzels.
pile.
Whatever. Have you ever had their boneless wings?
I have.
Okay, and they're amazing.
I got in a fight with a waitress one time because I got brownie bites and they were too small.
First of all, that's not true. They don't even have brownie bites. I know their menu.
They did. This is 2011.
No, because they just have a brownie. It was one big brownie. And what did you
Well,
want?
then it was a bite size because it wasn't big enough.
I went there this week and I had one of my gift cards, but I didn't want to use it because I just want to go by myself. Because what I like to do is go
You went
by.
on a date?
No, it wasn't a date. It was with a friend. And that's why I didn't want to use it. Like, what am I wasting it for? But I want to go. My favorite thing to do is go to Applebee's during happy hour, sit at the bar, get a Long Island iced tea and a boneless wings. And then I'll get a second Long Island iced tea. And then by the time I get the third one, who knows where the night's going to go?
Oh, my God.
I know where it's going to go. I'm going home. That's the whole night.
Yeah, but if you go to the Applebee's and have Long Island iced teas and boneless wings, you don't have a home.
Kind of. Yeah, I went there one Wednesday to celebrate because I was getting this job. This was like last year. I was like, I'm finally getting this job, and I was and I was like, where do you go to celebrate? You go to
Applebee's.
Applebee's. You get yourself boneless wings and Long Island.
Do you go to the
iced teas.
same one?
And then the next week,
You got
I
fired?
didn't get the job. And I was like, what is the perfect place to go to be sad and depressed? It's Applebee's, where you get boneless wings and Long Island
Do you go
iced
to the
teas.
same one?
No, I don't have like the one that I go to. But what's funny is I go to the one at the Atlantic Barclays, by the train station.
Do they recognize you? Do they remember you?
They don't, but this might surprise you. The service is really bad. And the service is so bad to the point where you're and it's like, it's bad, but there's still a point when you're like, wait, what is going on? Like, why has nobody comes to your table?
Dude.
We were there this week. Okay, first of all, no one came to our table. Someone finally comes and the girl orders a beer. Okay, the woman walks by and goes, "I'll be right back with your beer." Okay. And then another 5 minutes, "I'll be right back with your beer." And then comes back again and says, "Your beer, it's not on tap." What? Orders it another one. As she walks by twice, tells her she'll be right back with her beer. Comes
Max
back
is
and says,
loving this. His eyes are rolling in the back of his head. He's crying.
did you used to work there? Is that... No, he just loves it.
Are you high? Why are you laughing so hard? Dude, let me tell you something.
Well, the second beer they didn't have also. It took us almost a half an hour to get just a Heineken. And that's no exaggeration.
Me and a buddy went to TGI Fridays in the Penn Station, and we go to the bar, and it's full of glasses, half empty, fucking floaters, everything. And the guy comes up and goes, "I can't do anything about this. I'll be with you in a minute."
I like it.
And we were like, this is the best place to take a date.
Well, this is a perfect segue of TGI Fridays because Sam, the guy that Carrie hooked up with, was a waiter at TGI Fridays.
Oh, yeah.
Because she said in the episode, she was saying 20-somethings always know important people.
The bees.
She goes, busboys, bouncers,
bartenders.
Oh, yeah, bartenders. And then she was like, "How do you know him?" And he goes, "I was a waiter at TGIF."
Yeah.
Which I guess, do you say, does anyone call it TGIF?
No, that was quality television on Fridays in the 90s.
I laughed out loud at that joke.
Yes, you did.
I literally did. Also, in this room that we're in, the light keeps flickering, and every time it happens, it bothers me. and my brain is having this conversation of like, it's okay, calm down, it'll be fine, like it'll be over soon. And then it happens again, and I'm like, God damn it! And then I'm like, stop.
I need a Long Island iced tea. Is there an Applebee's on the Upper West Side?
Oh my gosh. So Carrie goes on a first date with Mr. Big, but it's not a date. He says, "Meet me for a drink" thing, because he never uses the D word, which I think, I don't know. I'm one of those, everything he does, I think, is the coolest. Where I guess you could be like, what an asshole. I guess all your girlfriends will be like, it's like, oh no, he doesn't do dates. He only goes on a drink thing, that you would just roll your eyes at him, right?
Is this where girls got the impression that all guys are assholes? Or guys got the impression that girls only go for assholes?
No, I think the girls got the impression that guys are assholes by, I don't know,
being
talking to guys.
Do you think, but I think their idea of fun stinks. They go to places with loud music, big crowds. It's gross.
Well, they went on a date first, and then the guy was like, this Mr. Marvelous was like, "Hey, can I sit in on your date?" You remember? He crashed the date?
No, the first place they went was to that loud place, and remember? It took him a half hour to get in, 20 minutes to find her, and he had to leave in 10 minutes.
Oh,
and he's like,
yes.
"So my time is up." And she was holding the guy's tongue.
Yes. Which, again, I thought was a very cool Mr. Big move.
Which is such a 90s thing, too, to be like, tongue ring. You know?
You ever had a tongue ring?
Extreme. No, but I dated a girl that did.
Me too.
And it was wild.
Was it?
Yeah, it felt good on my bunghole.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
I remember the first time that she gave me a date thing.
Oh.
And she was like, is it better? And I was just like, I don't know, just metal clanging against. Like,
yeah.
I was into sounding maybe, but and then when we kissed, it would just like clang against my teeth.
You were like, this is like the services at Applebee's. Not that great.
But still, I'd come back. So,
yeah. But I'll come back for more. Don't worry.
Miranda, she finally goes on my sex list because she had sex with Skipper. It's official.
Dude, why does Miranda dress like a fucking goddamn Wall Street lesbo all the time?
Because she is the hashtag Me Too feminist 20 years ahead of our time, where she is like, gender is not a thing. Like, you guys are going to, I think she wants people to judge her just so she could get mad at them. Do you know what I mean? She's one of those where it's kind of like, oh, you're a lesbian. Oh, just because I'm wearing a suit and tie and have short hair?
Yeah.
You're like, kind of.
And I'm frigid.
Yeah, that's kind of
and I
why.
like to eat pussy after a good softball match.
Yeah.
Oh, why? Because I'm laying legs akimbo to the Lilith Fair. Getting fingered to Sarah McLachlan. Look at you. Get out of your box, man. And eat my box if you're a woman.
Speaking of the
That one
box,
wasn't that good.
did you see Skipper playing basketball?
Oh, that was so funny when it had the guys say their little thing playing basketball. No way those guys were in their 20s. No way. They look so... Why does everyone on the show look so old?
Everyone looks old.
They look so old.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's 24. And it's like, bitch, he's 38.
Do you know anyone who has like a bit part in the show? I end up, for me to watch an episode, it takes me like 90 minutes because then I end up Googling the actor and then I find their like Twitter accounts. I forgot to mention, there was a guy on the episode last week who, man, where am I? The doorman. Remember the doorman?
The Irish
guy?
doorman.
Yeah, he owns a bar here in the city, like Scratcher Bar or something
Let's get
like
him
that.
on the podcast.
It was like, it's like in the Lower East Side, and I was like, oh, that's fun. This one, when they showed Skipper in the background, because they were playing at the.
Was that West 4th Street?
Yeah, that's it. And so right across the street was the Waverly Theater, which is now the IFC Theater.
Center. Yeah.
So then I wound up just like reading about the Waverly Theater. It closed in 2001. It opened in 1937. Okay. Wow. Do you remember when she got she had to go to the payphone to check her voicemail when Big canceled?
That was neat. I like that.
But it wasn't one of those regular payphones. It was one of those cool ones. Remember those like fat kind of handheld
rotaries?
They weren't rotary phones, but they kind of looked like they were kind of big, and you put a quarter in it. It wasn't like a New York City payphone.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, it's in the episode. Should have watched it. Miranda had sex with John the chef, who is known for his crab rangoon strudel, which again...
No, that wasn't Miranda. That was Samantha.
Oh, that is right. I wrote the wrong word down.
And they make out at the table.
Here's the thing. Whenever I watch these episodes, I'm always like, oh, I know this is going to be one of our tangents. Because as soon as I hear it say crab rangoon strudel, I just think of who came up with crab rangoon. Who was like, let's put crabs and cream cheese and then fry it and dip it in candy
Chinese
sauce.
dish.
Yeah. Have you ever had it?
Yeah, it's delicious. Have you ever had it?
I love it.
Yeah. It's the Chinese.
But don't act like it's not surprising that someone was like, let's put crabs and cream cheese and dip it in candy sauce and think that's going to be good.
People ate mushrooms that grew out of shit. You think people aren't going to put cream cheese in a crab?
No, people were eating mushrooms out of shit when there wasn't Applebee's or Kitchens.
But they weren't eating the mushrooms for sustenance. They were eating it to get high.
Right. So why are people eating cream cheese and crab?
Because when you make crab dip, you make it creamy.
Oh God, forget it.
It's like a crab dip in a Look, I love the Chinese, all right?
We got to go back to the other room.
Listen.
Do you know Sam was played by Timothy Oliphant?
Timothy Oliphant, yep. He was great in The Girl Next Door and Deadwood.
Oh.
Also, this is so unrealistic because an executive chef at a hot new restaurant wouldn't have time to just sit with an old lady making out with her at a table. He'd be losing his mind in the back of the house.
Yeah, he's still wearing like his
Chef thing, yeah.
his chef. I was gonna say his Sue clothes.
I mean, if it's the grand opening of his restaurant, he's going to be glued to that kitchen, not Samantha's old mouth.
he just made all the food already, and then just put
Well,
just
those people
you
never
microwave-
worked at a fucking Applebee.
You microwave it all.
Yeah. That's because you're used to fucking microwaving an old dish. I'm talking about making crab rangoon from scratch, motherfucker. And then we get into anal sex.
Oh, before we get to anal, let me just go here. Men in their 40s are like the New York Times crossword puzzle.
Oh, that was great.
Tricky, complicated, and you're never really sure if you've got the right answer.
What was the thing she said 5 letters starts with T?
Oh, hinge.
No, that was later in the date. That was later in the episode. She said 5 letters starts with T for like a date. Or
a thing. A
That's
thing.
I just realized that.
Wow.
Look at that.
Oh, thing, also a jumble for hinge. Ooh.
Nuh-uh. There's no T in hinge.
Ah, fuck. I got so excited about that. I was like, Michael Patrick Scott, you genius.
Oh, that's so funny that you go to Applebee's.
Okay, so I am in my 40s, and I would say that I think girls do find me tricky and complicated. Mm-hmm. And not like in a cool, smooth way, more of like an annoying, frustrating way.
Yes. Why do you think that is?
I don't know, because I think I'm annoying and frustrating. It's something I like to do.
Is that something you think you can get over?
Yeah, I think if I met the right person,
You'd stop being annoying for them?
yeah, because I've had been.
Are you the way with being annoying the way I am with smoking? Like I find someone I'll like, I'll quit for you, and then you're like, I'll quit being annoying for you.
No, it's
And
not
then
that,
I just end up smoking anyway, and I'm like, deal with it.
Well, yeah, I just don't want to be annoying to them. I've been with people where it's like I don't want to.
Well, what's annoying? What do you do that's annoying?
I'm trying to think of a specific.
Spend all your money on hats?
I like to buy gifts.
Spend too much time dancing in your kitchen?
I
on
do like
Periscope?
I do like dancing in my kitchen.
Uh-huh.
I do like all those things.
So what's annoying? Those aren't annoying.
No, just by I don't know. Just be frustrated. I think just by
Taking long to get time to give answers?
Yeah, just like not really opening up enough. Where it's kind of like what's going on in your brain, and it's like I'm just not really going to talk about it. I'm just going to kind of brood.
Oh.
Just sit.
You've been doing a good job expressing yourself today.
Yeah, my sister was like, "Oh, I can't wait to listen to the podcast," and I was like, "Oh," "You're going to learn a lot about me."
That's
and
great.
she was like, "Oh, I don't know if that's great."
I feel like we're getting you to open up.
All right, let's move on.
Jay, how do you feel when you
at the bar? They had all the guys: the groovy guy, the corporate guy, the jock guy, the underage guy,
and the good kisser guy?
Yeah, where are you with
I'm
kissing?
The
Are you a
kisser
good
guy.
kissing guy?
I'm a great kisser because I was a bad kisser, and a girl taught me how to kiss. When I turned 16, I went to a party, and at the stroke of midnight for New Year's Eve, I kissed every girl there, and there was a line. And by the end of the line, word already got out that I was a bad kisser. And so then at a party, a girl took me in her car and goes, "We got to fix what's going on." And she taught me how to kiss. And she's like, "You massage the tongue, you give and take, you let them lead, and then you find a rhythm." Because before I was just swirling my tongue around like a snake.
Right.
I didn't know how people kiss. Because you see people mash their face together, but you don't see what goes on inside their mouth.
That's true.
I originally thought that you just tilt your head back and forth and pucker your lips. And I was playing Spin the Bottle in 5th grade. This girl was shoving her tongue everywhere. And I go, she is a sloppy kisser.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like doing a thing, and I think it's just for fun that went in the middle of it. And I just start licking places that you shouldn't. Like while I'm kissing her, like I'll just like lick the front of her teeth and then just like then go up and get the back of her teeth.
Shut up.
Yeah, it's a very funny thing to do.
Show me on Max.
I do this other thing that's very funny is when I'll do it. As I'm doing it, I will cover up their entire mouth and then I will suck in, where I'll just go, suck in all their breath.
And what do they do?
I mean, I don't think they like it.
Why do you do these things?
I don't know. It's probably like, is this the time to make laughs for yourself? Because no one else is laughing.
You fear intimacy?
Maybe. This is
fear
getting too
a
seriously.
Connection, so you have to like distract with some sort of weird suction move.
I need to suck your breath and hold your nose.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's so weird. We figured out your weird thing.
Oh, that's not it.
You're See, when I kiss, I like to treat them like I'm giving them CPR. I push real hard on their sternum.
Yeah, it's like staying alive.
And then I cook up a car battery and shock them in the chest. Holy shit, Jay. What the fuck? Don't do that.
For 30-year-olds, they said everything you do for them is like throwing food to the starving. That made me laugh really hard, too. Because it is. When you date older women, they've been like... At that point, they've been messed with by guys for so long that anytime you do anything nice for them, they're like, oh my God, you're amazing. Like, they're not used to being treated nice. Do you find that to be the case?
Oh, I mean, dude, the amount of guys that are fucking pieces of shit astounds me. Like, hearing stories about, like, what guys have done in past you know what I mean? Like, it blows my mind. And there is a girl, her ex threw a chair at her. Yeah. So I'm like, you know, I hold a door and she's like, you're the greatest person ever. Wait, what'd you say?
To sit.
Violence is never funny.
So that's the thing. So anytime you politely hand her a chair, she's like,
yeah, she's like,
this.
Oh my God, you're the greatest man ever. And I'm like, well, I do what I can. But it's I don't know. I guess maybe I've never dated older than me. I've always dated around my age or younger. Yeah. I'd like to date an older chick. I think that'd be great. But I think I have too many mom issues that I would, because I like to be taken care of, and I fall into a habit where I somehow become mothered, and I need to break that habit. That's my thing. That's my version of sucking in air when I kiss. That's my thing that I need to stop doing.
You like being mothered.
Yeah.
I can see that.
I like being like parented.
Oh, I don't like that. I become a dad in a relationship, and then it becomes...
Well, I do that, and it's give and take.
And then it becomes weird.
Yeah.
I was with one girl where I became so much of a dad that I was like, I can't have sex with you anymore because this is so weird.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it was always like she was living her life.
Sign her up for soccer practice. You were making her take portraits of Sears.
Yeah. Yeah. I was making her mother give me alimony. She's like, my mom doesn't even know you. Okay. Well... Okay, now we can talk about anal sex.
Okay, let's
First
talk
of all,
about
is there
anal
any
sex.
way that those 4 girls fit in the back of a taxi?
I mean, dude, again, it goes back. I've said this before, but the camaraderie that these gals share is so nice to see. And when something comes up, they go, we got to get the other one. Let's get the other one. Let's do that. And I'm like, man, I want that.
This is one of
they have like a physical group text.
This is one of the few moments. Yes, this is one of the few moments in the show where it kind of goes into this ridiculous level where you're like, is this actually happening, or is this kind of like almost a dream sequence? Because she's about to go on a date, and then she's like, I'll meet you in 5 minutes. And then we're picking up everyone to have a conversation. Their time frames in
the show are so ridiculous. Like, just like the image they project is so not in reality, and like the timing of things is not in reality, you know?
Well, because Carrie lives, I believe, in the village.
Right.
And Charlotte lives in the Upper West Side.
Right.
So she took a cab to the Upper West Side. And then I don't know where the other two live. I got to look into that.
I mean, they're just flying up the West Side Highway and then going back downtown.
Are Carrie and Charlotte talking about anal sex for the 20 minutes it takes to get to Samantha?
Yeah.
And then once they get once it's just the three of them, like
they talk about anal sex again.
Yeah.
It's like, that's exhausting.
And then I feel by the time the last girl gets in the car, it's kind of like, oh, do we have to fill around on everything?
I know.
Like, we get it. And then what do you think her thoughts on anal sex are going to be? Like, we already know.
I mean, of course she's into it.
She loves it.
Yeah, that's so funny. Charlotte goes, I'm not a hole.
Not just the hole. That scene made me. This is a very funny episode.
Very funny.
All right.
Dude, Carrie, she is so, I think, man, as much as I want to be big, as much as I want to be Mr. Big, I want to have the tenacity and the kind of savagery of Carrie. Mm-hmm. Like what she does in this episode when she sits down to eat with him and he has a friend and she goes, you know what? You guys have a guy's night. First drink on me.
Yeah.
Throws her money down, gets up and leaves. I'm like, yo, this fucking
more than
boss
that.
bitch. Hell yeah.
What did she say? He was like, are you sure about that? And she goes,
Abso-fucking-lutely. That was
like,
so good. How did they come up with this stuff? I couldn't do that in the moment.
But I also love that they kind of almost take it away from her because she was like, wow, what a badass move that was. And at the end, when she walks away from him, and then she kind of looks back at him she's like,
that would have been so cool if I didn't turn around.
Yeah. And, she thinks that she's not in his league.
Right. But their verbal banter is just top notch. I mean, that is foreplay.
I think they have a thing
mental,
where it's like she's
intellectual foreplay.
Yeah.
I want that.
From me? What do you want me to do?
From Max.
Want me to read? Want me to make a voice memo of me reading the dictionary? You can jerk off to it. I think Carrie likes him.
Yes.
But she's not allowing herself to like fall for it because he's like, this guy is the worst. I'm not falling for this.
Right. But
she's
so
hoping that he'll be the one. And he's kind of like
intrigued.
He's intrigued
because he can get whatever he wants and she's kind of pulling back.
Yeah. Like, why isn't this easier? Like, there's no way that I would go on a date with a girl and she would leave in the middle of it. Like,
but also fuck him for like bringing that friend.
Oh, he didn't bring the friend. I think he was
allowed
there.
the friend to come.
Oh, I thought he was
because he goes. He called me. He called me crying.
Oh, he did call crying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get back to anal sex real quick. You don't schedule it like a dentist appointment.
What the fuck was that about?
Yeah. You don't just bring it up out of nowhere.
Hey, I don't know what you're doing tomorrow night, but I would like to have anal sex.
So make sure tonight you eat clean.
Yeah.
I mean,
can I ask you a question? What are you doing on the 26th of March?
Yeah.
I have a few things in the afternoon, but that night I'm interested in anal sex.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like you do plan it in a way, but in like bed together. You know what I mean? Like by playing around and kind of, kissing around and poking around in like a fun, cute way. And that's how you test the waters. And then you bring it up. You don't just schedule it.
Yeah. Or send her like a GIF of like chocolate ice cream or something like that. And then being like, would you? ? Winky face.
Send her a YouTube video of a colonoscopy. He goes, how do you think about this? Huh? You sweet little thing.
Okay. Any more thoughts on anal sex before?
My dick's a camera and put it up your ass.
Before we get to the best part of the episode. How long have we been recording for? Because now we don't have a clock on that. Oh my gosh, we got to stop.
Wow.
But this is the best part of the episode. Anything else on anal sex?
It's anal sex is like a McDonald's commercial. It goes ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it.
Charlotte did Charlotte make the sex list for this episode? Oh, so they did have sex.
Yeah. She goes, let's have sex the regular way.
No, he said it. Like, what a real gentleman.
Yeah.
Can we just have sex the regular way?
Yeah, what a boring fucking wench.
Samantha had sex with John the chef. Carrie with Sam the 20-something.
I'm going to lie still, and you're going to fuck me while you talk about your bank account. I'm Charlotte.
This is the first episode where all 4 of them had sex.
Miranda had sex?
Miranda had sex with Skipper.
Oh, that's right. That fucking loser.
So, what are we
yeah, she goes, it's just a fuck thing.
Yeah. Samantha
Miranda had sex. Carrie had sex. No, Carrie just made out. Oh, she had sex and then the next day she regretted it because she saw his apartment.
Oh, yeah. We didn't even talk about that.
Yeah.
Have you had that before? Have you woken up in a girl's apartment where you're like, oh, God, what the fuck is this?
Oh, dude. One time I went home with a girl and we were like making out on her mattress. There was no like sheet or anything. She just had like Gatorade bottles everywhere and trash and oh God, she was a mechanic and then I laid down. She's like, I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. And I was like, okay. And when she went to the bathroom, that's when I was like, what environment am I in? And then she passed out naked on the toilet. And I was like, well, I believe it's time for me to drive home drunk.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It was really something.
I mean, that sounds terrible. I just don't approve of you drinking and driving. I just want to make that clear.
Well, sometimes you're cool. Sometimes you're a cool dude.
I was in a girl's bathroom once, and she had no towel to dry your hands, and that like really weirded me out. I was just like, wait, where are your towels? I go, what do you do when you shower? Like she didn't have any towels at all. She also had broken glass all over her floor. And a bottle of hot sauce on the nightstand.
What?
So
Were you banging Hillary Clinton?
It was... That whole situation was very strange.
One time a girl didn't have toilet paper and I was drunk and I reached for something and I wiped my ass with it and then just like threw it out the window and it turned out to be a dress and the next day she really was not happy.
You remember that story of the girl who went on a first date and where she shit and then the like toilet overflowed and so she like I don't know what she did but she scooped it up and tried to throw it out the window. But it got stuck, so she went to retrieve it, and she fell and got stuck between the building and the window.
What is
and
this
they had
story?
to call the fire department to get her out.
Do you know this person?
No.
What? Where are you hearing this?
This is
like one of those tales you always hear that's not true. Like when you're a freshman in high school, you hear about a graduating senior that's like, oh, dude, did you hear about Ashley Guadalupe? Her and her boyfriend had anal sex. She shit on the couch, and the parents came home, and they blamed it on the dog, so they put the dog to sleep. It's like one of those like old made-up wives' tales. Anyway, that's the episode.
Listen, no. I know this is going to be a long one. I have to share this photo, but this is the photo of the girl stuck in the window. And
that's so terrible.
It's a woman who threw her poo out of her date's toilet window because it would not flush, had to be rescued after she got stuck trying to retrieve it. She tried to throw it out the window. It did not land in the garden, but it became wedged between two non-opening windows. After climbing in head first, after it, she became wedged. And then they had to call the fire department to get her out.
Was this in England?
Yes.
I knew it.
But listen, I know we should end on that.
They said poo. No one in America says poo.
I know we should end on that.
Unless you're talking about Winnie.
But I want to end on the best part of the episode, which is only going to be the best part for me, is when he...
licks her teeth.
When he was in, when she woke up in his apartment, remember when his roommate walked out?
Yes.
His roommate was Kenneth Keith Kallenbach, who was
Fuck you, Jay.
one of the original Howard Stern whack packers.
Nuh-uh.
And so I went online because I hadn't thought of him in years. So I went online and watched. He passed away in 2009. Apparently, he got arrested for trying to lure children into his car.
Shut up.
And so he got arrested and then died like a month later in prison from pneumonia. Because he had cystic fibrosis, and he said
God.
his mother said they didn't take care of him. But
Well, that's the episode, folks.
no, wait. Kenneth Keith did this thing on the Howard Stern show.
Yeah, let's celebrate this pedophile, Jay.
He was brought on the show because he could blow smoke out of his eyes.
What?
So
Maybe he was trying to show the kids a magic trick.
So I remember this from being a kid. I remember watching it and laughing.
Sorry, objective complete. He fished for what he wished.
I remember this being one of the funniest things I've ever seen. And I went and watched it last night. And I laughed so hard at 3 a.m. of him trying to blow smoke out of his eyes. Because he can't do it. Because nobody can. And he's on television. And instead he throws up. He also like does a funnel. He's like, I'm going to do a funnel. But it's just a funnel of water. And it's so strange, but also Howard Stern loves it so much, and I get excited seeing Howard Stern like be happy about something. I realize what a connection I have with him because we're very similar. That we like strange people and strange things. And Kenneth Keith, rest in peace.
In the arms of angels fly away.
Guys, I'm sorry that we were in a different room today, and I hope it was as good as it always was. Send us an email, sexinthecity@gmail.com. Find us on the Twitters. And
Still haven't gotten any emails. We're waiting.
we haven't got an email yet. Who's going to be first? So this episode's dedicated to Kenneth Keith Kallenbach. May all of you out there.
May you go up to heaven and lick them big teeth in the sky. Thanks for listening, everybody.
I was going to say something nice, like lure your dreams into your van. Like that seems.
Every time you see a cloud, it's the smoke coming out of Kenneth Keith's eyes.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.